When is it the best time for you to consider selling your home? My name is Leung from Own Real Estate, and over the last couple of years, we've compiled stats based on a calendar year perspective on the best time to sell based on price, when homes move the fastest, and also which months are the worst times when things tend to sit on the market. Let's give you the big bullet point first. When it comes to a calendar year from January to December, we tend to see prices at its peak between the months of May and July. However, as we know, escrows take roughly 30 days to close, which means typically if you get in contract in April to June, from a calendar year perspective, that is the window of time that sellers typically sell for the highest price. Now let's talk about inventory. Available inventory, when it peaks, is bad for a seller, and when there's very little, is really good for a seller. Typically between the months of September to October, and sometimes September to the end of the year, we see the highest inventory, suggesting that if you're a seller, you probably want to avoid selling during this time frame. And when it comes to speed, to be able to accomplish a goal of moving from preparation, on market, all the way to close of escrow, June tends to be the month that homes sell the fastest. They spend the least amount of days on market, and if speed is something that you're looking for, or if you can control when you want to sell, it looks like spring, summertime is going to be the best time for you to explore selling your home. Now, of course, if you could time the market respective to a calendar year, you would. And we realize everyone's circumstance is going to be different. Sometimes we work with sellers that have to sell early in the year or during the holidays, which is not ideal relative to what we had just said based on stats. But a well-prepared home is always going to sell for top dollar in the respective market. Now you might ask, what is a well-prepared home? A well-prepared home is that is potentially vacant, easily accessible, that is move-in ready in the eyes of a buyer, and also there's minimal work that needs to be done when a buyer walks in. Also, we want to make sure we elicit the emotions from a buyer as they tour the property. Because as much as it is a financial decision for a buyer, it's also, more importantly, a very emotional one. If we have them fall in love with the property, they're likely going to pay more money, and as most buyers are going to leverage a loan, majority of the money is going to be the banks anyway, so they feel more confident to be able to do that, assuming they qualify for it. And that is why we want to make sure you have this data in terms of when is it the best time to sell, but also there's a lot more that goes into it in terms of the preparations of the home. If you have any questions for us, please feel free to reach out to me. Once again, I'm Leung from Own Real Estate. I'm here to answer any questions that you have.